This video discusses the Formatter tool, and the best way to explain the Formatter tool is by an example. So I'm going to change the background on the start screen. Let's click Properties. I'm going to choose a different image. Let's pick some roses. Now that's a bit bright, so I'm going to reduce the opacity. Now what will happen is, as I reduce the opacity, you'll start to see the background colour through the image, and the background colour is currently black. Let's reduce this down a bit. Now that's not ideal because I can't really see this writing. I'm going to change the background colour as well, make it white. I can probably reduce the opacity down a bit further here. Now that's okay. Probably change the filter as well. Let's go for grayscale. That's probably better, and I'm going to flip the roses over so that they're on the right hand side of the screen. Right, I've made a lot of changes there. Now if I look at the other screens, you can see that the changes have not been applied to any of the other screens, only the start screen. Now the last thing I want to do is to go through all the other screens and make exactly the same changes. There's an easier way. Click the Formatter tool, and if you can see, this button here is Add Background to All Screens, so click that. It asks you whether you want to do it because you cannot undo this action, so I'll say yes. RightBooth now makes all the changes you made to the first screen and applies them to all the other screens. So let's have a look. Choose recording screen, get ready screen. They all have the same background style and design. Now the Formatter tool can also apply to individual objects on the screen. So for instance, if I move the webcam item, say, into that top right corner, again, looking at the other screens, it's not in the top right corner. So we can do that with the Formatter tool if we want them all to be in the top right corner. So select the item first and then look on the Formatter, and you can see there are options here. The same items have the same position on all screens. So if I click that button, again the same process, it will work its way through all of the screens and it will position webcam items into the same location. So if we look at choose recording, get ready, it's now placed them all into the same position. Similarly, if I make this bigger, let's just widen this out slightly, put it back over here. Now I can choose same items have same position on all screens, followed by, click again, same items have same size on all screens. So what's happened now is that the webcam item is the same size and position on all the screens. Obviously on certain screens now you're going to have to move things slightly. Back to the start screen. Let's change the design of this slightly. So if I go to Properties, make the border slightly bigger. Let's go for a gradient fill on that, just so you can see what will happen here. So I've changed the design now of the webcam item. Again, that's not been applied on the other screens yet, but to do that, select the item you want to apply to all the other screens, and on the Formatter tool, click Same Items Have Same Design on All Screens. Click Yes. Again, RightBooth will make the changes across all the screens, and as you can see, it's applied the new border properties. One more example of this. Let's go to the Choose Recording screen. Here we've got two buttons. I'm going to edit one of the buttons, so let's click that. Properties. Let's change its image to, say, blue. Let's change the icon color to white. Let's make it slightly bigger. Now, rather than doing it all again on that one, I can simply make sure this is selected and just say same items have same design on this screen, and it applies the design there. I can also say same items have same size on this screen, and as you can see, it's quickly copied the properties from the first button to the second button. You could also apply that across all the screens in the event as well if you wished.